Alright, so I learned something. That carrier had 513s on it. Dropping down to a 5 or a 430. I had to get a different spool. So the carrier brake, from everything I've seen, is 456s and numerically down for one carrier, and 410 and down for one carrier, and 456 and up, which is what that one is, for the other carrier. I didn't really think anything of it because I knew the brake was 410 and down. So I thought a 430 was safe. It is not. The 430 falls on the 410 carrier, not the 456. So if anybody out there doesn't know that, you do now. So after fighting with it and then finally figuring that out, I'm back to this now, which normally on the trucks I run them a little tighter than that. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to show you my pattern because I don't need everybody judging me, but to me it looks just as good as everything else. And the last set of gears were in here for 11 years maybe. I can't remember when I put this axle under the truck. The truck was still white when I put the gears in it. So, and it's only been apart because I broke an axle shaft. So, all right, this is what I came up with for the front. I should at least slow it down if something comes apart. Drilled holes in that to try to make them a little bit lighter. I probably should have done that one, or just went and got some a little bit lighter material, but I had this laying around. Rear end, need to put the cover on it and figure out what I'm gonna do for the rear. I think I'm gonna try to reuse the one I took off, but yeah, I don't know. Everything sounded like a good idea, and now I just don't want to anymore. Mostly because this thing is just horrible underneath. I thought I had it clean better than this. And it is far too cold to be getting the pressure washer out to try to clean it now, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. So, front end is done except for fluid and finish bolting in the drive shaft. Rear end needs cover, fluid, put the axles back in, and put a loop back on that one. Alright, well, I got this this whole stick of diamond plate, and I'm going to turn it into a circle. At least I'm going to attempt to, for drive shaft loop for the back end. I didn't record the one I did yesterday, so maybe this one will go a little bit smoother. I'm just going to set up a time lapse and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so not quite a circle, not really an oval, but that's kind of what I was going for. Now weld the seam together, and then I'll kind of play with it in the vise and work it and fine tune it. Why I'm zooming in. There we go. So yeah, I'll weld the inside outside, and that'll then it's gonna go right up here, just like I did with this one. And it probably don't need to be as thick or as wide, but like I said, I have this stuff laying around. We got a bunch of it, and I've got different thicknesses, but the skinnier stuff, I don't know, I just feel this is a little more appropriate for what we're doing here. But that's the one I have up front. I did that one years ago. My single traction bar. It goes up instead of under. And then, you know, cheap lift blocks that I really want to lower it down. I just don't know if I can in the front. I know if I lower it down in the front, I'm going to have to shorten the drive shaft, but I also don't know if I can lower it down because that's part of my cage, and I think my tires are going to wind up hitting it. I don't know how they don't now, to be honest with you, but they don't. So I'm going to get back to doing some work on this, and then we'll come back and see what else I got. So apparently it stopped recording. I don't know when until I go back and look. But I did a little CAD cardboard aided. Made one of these doodads up and relocated my shocks. Because the axle is moved forward. So it's, I think, 4.5 inches, something like that. Like, this is where this used to be, and I just shoved the axle all the way to the front of the frame rails right here, and yeah, went from there. But in the process of doing all this, I I found something. Stay. That brake line's not supposed to look like that. So it got smashed on one of those rides, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know when, but I'm hoping that is part of why I've hated the brakes on this truck. So just add something else to the list. But yeah, I got this side on, seen that, and this side I haven't put the shock back on yet. Kind of waiting for that to cool off a little bit. But yeah, that'll, because I had them, they were running through here, and it was a pretty steep angle. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if they were even doing anything. Where I got them now, they should actually be working. And I think I actually, because of the way I did it, I might have gained a little bit of travel out of them. So not that I need a whole lot, it just needs to somewhat stabilize it. That one's all done. Got all my fancy weight lightning holes drilled in it. Got the cover back on. I still got to put fluid in both axles. I still got to put the axle shafts back in rear. Yeah. And I mean, there's about a million other things I'd like to be able to do, but I don't think I'm gonna get to that. So part of me still wants to finish doing fender wells back here, but at the same time, I don't know what's gonna become of it. If I lower the truck down, I'm gonna have to raise these because I'm already, I don't know how I'm not hitting. I went back and seen a couple still shots, and I mean, that thing is so close. So yeah, till next time. If it was easy, there'd be a lot more. Well, there's a lot of us doing it, but you know what, if it was easy, everybody'd do it, and everybody's not doing it.